If we look into the specifics of where this money came from, it wouldn't be all that pretty. But anyway, let's look at this chart. Now, by the way, yours truly is not included. I am not on this chart. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. The Young Turks made the chart. Apparently, David Pakman made it. Lee Camp made it. And then on the right, you can see here, we have basically all the Fox News shows like The Five, Cavuto, Greg Gutfeld. Greg Kelly made it. He's like a Newsmax host. I think you also have the Daily Wire on here somewhere. You can see Alex Jones. He's on the bottom far right. But notice something about this chart. It drives me crazy that this is a thing that people think is real and worthy of pretending like it's objective, right? You'll notice.
And Revolutionary Blackout made that chart. So this is Kyle Kulinski complaining that he's not on this chart, but then he said that this chart is not objective in any way, shape, or form, that it's not a big deal, but he's complaining that he's not on the chart. Goes on to point out Lee Camp, who is right next to RBN, and you'll see he pauses here. Watch this. This is so hilarious. This was sent to me yesterday. This is hilarious. Watch it.
It wouldn't be all that pretty. But anyway, let's look at this chart. Now, by the way, yours truly is not included. I am not on this chart. I don't know.
Let me pause. Here's Lee Camp right over here to the left. Okay. So this chart is the new Mediaite chart in reference to media bias chart. So they have the right, which is on the right. So these are all the shows they consider to be on the right. And they have left, right? Which is all the shows they consider to be on the left. And Revolutionary Blackout Network, the network I'm a part of, is the furthest to the left on this chart. But notice how Kyle will mention Lee Camp and he'll pause when he watch this.
That's a good thing or a bad thing. The Young Turks made the chart. Apparently, David Pakman made it. Lee Camp made it. And then
you see that? And then this is just a perfect example. First of all, shout out to my comrades over at Revolutionary Blackout Network for making this chart, because we're not a large network. We don't have a large YouTube channel. So a lot of people, for the most part, still don't know who we are. But Kyle knows who we are. Kyle knows who we are because Crystal knows who we are, because Crystal follows RBN on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it today. But notice how he does everything that he can to make sure that he will not mention RBN, because he does not want his audience to know who we are. So shout out to my comrades at RBN for making that chart, because more people will know who we are now. And it's funny because in a way, you do introduce your audience to RBN without realizing it, without saying our name, because if you look at some of the comments on this video, there are actual comments where people say, oh, that makes me interested to check out Revolutionary Blackout Network now. So even by trying to avoid us, which apparently I guess he didn't notice this before he went live, he still in a way is introducing his audience to us. The ego, I gotta tell you, shout out to RBN. Shout out to RBN because we are not huge.